We are live on another Tuesday night. Kurt Valenti, Jennifer Valenti.
Good evening.
And our guys tonight from Passaic Valley High School. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to talk.
Appreciate it.
No. We're pumped up to have you. We're going to talk a little bit about some PV football tonight. Great school with tradition with football. 19 playoff appearances, 7 state finals, 4 state sectional championships. And again, we're excited again to have you. So let's go. Let's start talking some football.
Well, let's introduce our players that are here tonight. Thanks again for coming, guys. We have with us Antonio Bargiel. He is a sophomore and junior letter winner, so he's returning for his 3rd varsity letter winning season at the outside linebacker position. We also have with us this evening Matt Ciarlo. His 2019 postseason honors include first team All-League and second team All-County at the middle linebacker position. And our third panel guest is quarterback Nick Vasta, whose 2019 postseason accolades include second team All-League and honorable mention All-County. So once again, guys, welcome to All In on High School Sports.
And if anyone's watching tonight and they want to comment, please feel free to drop a comment. We'll read it out to the guys. If you guys want to ask the guys anything, just say hello. Please comment. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the I-95 Sports Network, Zingo TV. So I'm just going to ask you guys an easy question just to get going. What have you guys been up to? You know, school ended in March. What have you guys been doing? Nick, you could start us off.
A lot of lifting and a lot of nothing. I mean, there wasn't really anything to do. Everything was shut down. We couldn't see our friends. No lifting. So me and Matt, we went to our other teammate, Matt O'Neill. He's also a postseason winner of the award, and we lift in his garage now. And we just lift in his garage.
Guys, we're getting a couple comments already. Christine Murphy saying, yay, Antonio. We love and support you. Julian Garcia saying, what's up, guys?
Hey, Julian.
What's up, Julian?
IT, you want to take it next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, look at Matt running the show.
That's
Okay,
all right.
Matt.
That's okay.
All right.
I like it.
All right. No,
Like
same
feedback.
same thing as Nick. You know, I just recently got back to training in my facility in Saddlebrook, Fast Twitch Gym, which I love. I'm so happy I'm going there. But yeah, same thing. You know, not really being able to do that much, but doing everything I can. So we get going when we get going. Whenever I'm prepared and I'm ready.
Yeah, so basically what I've been doing during quarantine is what Nick said. We pretty much built a homemade gym. We have a nice bench and we got a ton of weight in there. And honestly, it's just all business once we get in there. We don't play around. Each person in there probably increased their strength by 40 to 50 pounds since the start of quarantine. Every single person. And which is crazy because one of our linemen, he was starting around doing 185 pretty easy, nice sets. I'd say he's around 265 now, bench press. He's getting up every day, easy. Even Nick started light. You should see him. The strength is crazy. I'm just pushing everyone to the max as we all know the big shoes that we got to fill this season.
Awesome. And a couple more comments coming in. We got a comment from Joshua Diaz. He's saying, yo. And then he's asking, how's the team?
We love the fans.
He's asking, how's the team going to be this year? So we're going to be getting into that all night. We can hold off on that one.
Yep.
Caroline Vasta saying, love these boys.
Hey.
My mom.
Jill Spinelli saying, go XOXO.
Hey.
A lot of love, guys.
Yeah, a lot of love.
I
A lot of
it.
love already.
Nice.
The show just
Nice.
started.
We got a Krista Ciarlo saying, love you 3. Listen, we just might have to read comments all night here. I mean, we got a lot of comments coming in.
Exactly.
Lot of love.
Advances to
Yeah.
comments.
That's what we love.
Yeah.
So I was talking to you guys off the air, and we were mentioning about the proposed date was July 13th. We're getting together, but you guys were saying that's on hold right now. I was going to ask you, are you guys looking forward to getting together as a team, getting back to some kind of normalcy?
That's all we want to do, honestly. Like, we want to just be with our team. We miss the brotherhood. We miss everything. We miss all the conditioning, all the lifting.
Oh, whoa,
It's just,
whoa, conditioning, whoa. Take it
maybe
easy.
you, but maybe not you. But we do. And yeah, it's just I just miss the friendships that you make from football, and I just miss the feeling you get from it. I don't know. It's just can't find it anywhere else.
We had on a couple kids from another high school last week, and as we were talking, that was another point of it's not just that preparation for the season, like you're saying, Nick. It's like that camaraderie that you guys have. That you really there's so much more to it than just like the X's and O's of the game. There's just so much more that you guys are probably missing.
Yeah, of course, all the games fun, practices are fun, but we just want to be with our friends and have fun out on the football field.
You guys kind of hit on it a little bit. I was going to say, like, your upcoming season, with the quarantine and how, not being in school has affected what you would usually be doing in the spring to get ready for the season. You guys touched upon it a lot. And what I love, Matt, is you were saying that, you guys actually really turned it into, like, a positive experience. You guys, like, made the most of it, and the improvements you guys made. That's amazing. I love to hear you guys taking that, like,
we took a big-time advantage.
Yeah,
we took
absolutely.
a big-time advantage of this time because most people, they sat around, they got lazy. While they were getting lazy, we were out busting our asses.
That's fantastic.
And at the end, once we get back on the field, you'll see exactly who has the edge on the field. All that work is going to pay off. So.
Absolutely.
Can you guys maybe like give a little comparison to like what you would have been doing had you been in school? Like I'm sure you would have like the weight room sessions and maybe some stuff. Can you maybe tell the audience a little bit what you would have been doing, how the off season differed this year a little bit? Then what it would have been like.
You got this one.
Yeah, AT's got this one.
Well, right now, like I said, about a year ago, about a year ago, we were doing our 7-on-7s. We were at the Jets facility. So right now, we'd be still doing the 7-on-7s. It would be, prep for the season, just getting everything down, the playbook, the formations, what we're going to try and do. But we'd be also conditioning, lifting, getting bigger, stronger, and faster. But, nothing's really changed. We haven't been tied down by these rough times. Nothing's changed. We're still getting bigger, stronger, and faster, just, in a different setting. So, I mean, that's what we would be doing, but we're still doing it now.
Nice.
Guys, I just want to get a couple more comments, and I don't want to leave anybody out. Dina Spinelli, Bargiel, so proud of you guys. Love you three guys. Then we got a Bernadette Ziza. So proud of my grandson, Antonio. This podcast is awesome. Thank you for that. These young men are all outstanding athletes. Good luck to all of you. Kim Capuano, love them. Tina Figueroa, PV,
Hey.
Julian Garcia. I'm hoping football season is not canceled. I'm praying. I think everybody, I'm praying too.
We are too.
But I'm praying.
I pray every night.
Yeah, man.
Listen, think positive. Think positive.
I only think positive.
Think positive. Kim
I don't think for one
Capuano
shot.
again. These boys are beasts. Christine Murphy. Veronica said go football, and she can't wait to see Tony play.
We have a lot of comments already.
I know.
I guys, you
This is really good.
You already broke our record. This is we can't even get to our agenda tonight with the
The
comments.
PV
No,
community
it's great.
is strong.
Keep the
PV
comments
community
coming.
is strong.
Keep the love coming.
Keep it coming.
Let's talk a little bit, guys, about your 2019 season. I know that you finished 4-5, but of those 5 losses, you guys had like 4 really close losses that were decided by 7 points or less, and to good teams. Parsippany, a sectional finalist, Wayne Hills, who's a traditionally really strong program. So if you're looking back on that season, if you could summarize it in like a word or a phrase, what would you say about that 2019 season? Matt, who should start?
Honestly, I would say it just came down to like football games is what our coach Vecchio taught us. They're really decided on a few plays of the games. There's 5 to 7 plays that really decide the whole football game. See those little mess up plays, there's those little things, penalties, offsides, just stuff like that. That kind of stuff costs you football games. See, when you have a 3rd down and 1, you get that flag. You go 3rd down and 6, it changes the whole game right there.
Yep.
So, there's all those games we were right in, we're fighting, but it was just those little things that this year we need to take advantage of. pay attention to detail, and honestly, I think we'll have a fantastic season.
Nice. Antonio, how about you, kiddo? What's your thought? Like, how would you have described that season?
I'm a firm believer in you learn more in your losses than you do in your wins. And, especially with those close games to good teams, we learned that we can hang in with those teams and we could beat those teams. Those teams are beatable. I think the sky's the limit for us. Whatever we put our mind to, we can do it and we can achieve it. I'm a firm believer in that. And that's what hopefully, we take to the next season, and we really instill it in the team. And, if we think it, if we, set the goal, we're going to reach it. So.
Nice. And Nick, what about your thoughts?
Well, I truly believe we should have been a 7-1 football team last year. I just think all those losses, exactly what Matt and AT said, the little things, we got to pay attention to detail. That's what killed us in some of our games last year. Even the state champions, Wayne Valley, we were in that game at halftime, and one mistake turned the whole tide and changed the whole momentum of that game. And I just think if we really work hard at everything we try to do this year, I just think we're a good team. We mold together nice. We all know how to get it done when it needs to be done. And I just think if we eliminate all those little things, we'll have a really good season.
And you know what? I mean, you guys kind of answered my next question, but I'm going to ask it again anyway. I just want to see if you guys answer it any different. I'm a firm believer that a lot of good teams, they learn from their losses. So, even though you want to, they were losses, you can't get them back. And hey, it's still an L in the loss column. But looking forward now, I mean, that was 2019. Now you go to 2020. Is it possible that those losses last year can be a blessing in disguise now for this year? So you guys know, hey, like you guys, I believe it was Matt was saying, one or two plays in that game, any kind of let up, that's the difference between winning and losing against a good opponent. What do you guys think can it be a blessing in disguise for the 2020 season?
I honestly think 100%. 100% that's a blessing in disguise, because now we've been in situations like that. Most of our team was young last year. We have a lot of returning starters. If we learn from our mistakes from last year, we're not gonna struggle and fold under pressure like we did last year with those little mistakes.
IT, you got next?
With us, thanks, Matt, by the way. With us, being young, we had some, immature tendencies. We would look at teams on the schedule and be like, we got this. And, that kind of got the best of us, I think, in a couple games. But, just staying humble with wins and losses, I think that's really going to put us over the edge. And like I said, we prepared for every team like no other, with game plan and everything else. But, executing that will be our biggest goal to put us over the top in 2020.
Yeah, so these losses, they honestly teach you so much. Even the best teams, they got to face a loss just to realize that any team could be beatable by any point. And if you're not coming to play 100% every game, you could be beaten anytime. So basically, Nick also said it. It's just recognizing the formations and where you are and comfortability, really. Last year, we had a lot of close situations where we had guys who didn't feel comfortable and they end up messing up on the play, which cost us big time. This year, we'll be in that same formation, and I have guys that I know will feel comfortable and they'll make big time plays for us, which win football games.
Nice. We're going to interject a quick little fun question into the before we get on to the next topic here. So Kurt's going to ask you a little bit about about your fans, which we kind of got a sense of already.
Yeah, we got a sense. You go around again. PV. Real good football tradition. How would you describe your your fan base? Do you guys have some people have the Crusader Crazies, or Yankees have bleacher creatures. I guess part one of the question is, how would you describe the fan base as a whole? And second, is there any particular group or something that says, this is PV?
Yeah, we got a little good pick going in our crowd. usually when we make good plays and stuff, they'll get those chants going. They get heads.
Yeah, I love
When
those.
someone would drop a ball or something, they go Butterfinger. It really just gets in the players'
makes you feel
heads. It
good.
really
It does.
Being on the field and the whole bleachers cheering at you, it could really get your atmosphere up. It could get the team going, and it could really get another team in their head. And it's honestly amazing.
That home field advantage.
Anything else about the fan base that you got? You two
Yeah,
wanna
they're
add?
just
We
they're,
love all
they're
of
also
them.
very supportive.
Yeah, that
They
is true.
always got us, like everything. Most of them are our fans, our family. So they don't like to see us lose. None of them like it. We always like to see each other win, and that's also repping them too. Like the
Yeah,
football
we do for the
team
fans.
also represents the school and like our district and everything. So the fans mean a lot, and to disappoint them isn't fun. But when we win those big games and they can celebrate with us, it's awesome.
Yep.
Sure.
Antonio, anything you want to add?
Well, I mean, if you look at our games, and if you look at the fans at our games, you can see, oh, that's the quarterback from this team, from this past team. That's the wide receiver from this
nice.
past team.
That's
So
awesome.
when you're playing and you see, like you said, the football tradition at PV is like no other. And no matter what our record is, the people from past teams, even cheerleaders from past teams, when they come out and support you and they still, have that green and white in their blood, it's just you love playing for that every Saturday or Friday night. You just love playing for
Yes.
them.
Before I get to the second part, I want to read a comment coming in from Joseph Benvenuto. He's saying, fingers crossed and lots of prayers that we can watch these tremendous student athletes represent Passaic Valley on the gridiron.
Every night.
Love these boys and so proud of the young men and leaders they have become. So,
Thank you, Jay Benz. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so the second part of the fun question with the fan base is, I want each one of you guys to describe. It could be your parent. I mean, I'll say parents, but you can go parents or anybody else in your family. Give me their cheering style. Like, what do they? Are they calm? Are they crazy? Are they
Start with
nuts?
Nick.
I already
Start
know
with
who
Nick,
I'm
and then we'll
choosing.
do 19 and me.
Start with me. My dad. The way he just says, he never gives me a break, man. It's for everything. And it just gets me. I was like, oh, Dad, I threw for 2 touchdowns. He's like, yeah, well, you should have had 3. It wasn't even that nice. I'm like, oh, my God, every time. He knows how to get, and my brothers, too, man, and my mom. It's just, they're all just, I would say mainly my main family. It's my whole family. And my brothers are the craziest, too. It's just, because I can hear them. They're the loudest in the crowd. It's just, they're always screaming stuff to get me going, even if I do something bad. They even yell for all my friends because we're all so close and they know them too.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Go ahead.
The only person I really hear truly ever since I was little was my mother. Like I think I recovered a fumble against Wayne Hills our sophomore year, and Wayne Hills has like their TV production crew, and they followed me to the sidelines, and like I'm high-fiving everyone on the sideline, and you can see my mom in her Hornets football sweatshirt jumping up and down, fist pumping, screaming. And when she's not screaming, she's next to Nick's dad, and they're screaming. So
Yeah, we're talking
Bad
crap.
combo.
they're crazy.
So for me, my mom and dad go to every football game, and usually my grandparents come too. But my dad, he mostly just watches the game. He'll give a few loud cheers here and there. But my mom will be screaming her head off the whole game. Every play, she'll be cheering with the cheerleaders, all that. When I was younger, we had a film man who was filming our game, like tape. And the guy was right under my mom. And the whole film, every play, you could hear my mom screaming her head off. And I was just sitting there like, oh, my God. Because it was so loud. Every play, you just heard my mom screaming. But, that's the support we love. That's
that's
going.
awesome. That's awesome.
It's amazing.
We're getting a comment from Tina Figueroa saying Dina walking up and down the field, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, that's her.
Now, I don't know if you guys are all aware, but I do work with Antonio's mom. We teach together in Fairfield. So whenever
Okay.
we're not in the same school anymore, so I don't get to see her as often. But whenever I do, I have to stop in her room, interrupt whatever she is doing, and Antonio find out, what the newest thing going on in your sports world is. So, or we talk UNC basketball, one of the two. But usually
of course.
two.
Don't
So
tell
I
me.
got to see her in action, I think.
And it must be true because another comment, Christine Murphy saying, "Yep, Dina pacing back and forth."
Yeah, she's known for that.
That's
That's
it.
good. That is good.
She's just as nervous as we are.
That
Honestly.
is true. I think she gets
Yeah.
more nervous than me on game.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't
Yeah,
get
my
that
parents
super
too.
nervous, but she's.
But you
like
know
that.
what? Like you guys, I forgot one of you guys said it, but I think what makes it great is, again, like I played high school football, and when you see like you're saying, year after year, and those kids keep coming back, and
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you guys are playing for yourself and for your team, but then there's still a little part of you that's like, hey, like he's here to watch me. I got to give a little more for that
absolutely.
player. And it's awesome.
Even guys we played with, like
Yeah.
our sophomore year, like those seniors coming
Yep.
back to watch us play.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best.
In the locker room before the games, they'll come in like that. Just that push, that's like just an extra push, and
It's
we
honestly
love
just
love that.
finishing the job for the people who didn't get it done. All your brothers that you played with and they came up short. It's just about finishing the job, and winning that championship is not just for your team, it's for the community,
Yep.
No,
the
and you know what?
people,
You
the whole
said it
past
well.
teams, everything.
Yeah, exactly. Those past teams that and I will tell you, they do, from being a former coach myself, like knowing when you have those rivalries, especially in that team that
yeah.
couldn't beat them, and when your team finally does, every former player shares in that, and that is something really
Yes,
special
definitely.
about being part
Yeah.
of a program. Yeah,
Yep.
it's the truth. Yep.
Joseph Vasta saying, "We always got your back." Nick, Matt, and AT, nasty boys, hard to find better. Love, hard to find better. Love to watch them. Never missed a play in 3 years.
Nice. Very
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Yeah, that's my dad right
Oh,
there.
very nice. Very nice.
That's awesome.
He's,
All right,
he's
we're
my
We're
my
gonna
boy.
We're gonna shift gears a little bit to talk about your new coach. As you guys are embarking on your last season at PV, your new coach, Max Wassel, will be entering his first season as the varsity coach. He's no stranger to PV high school athletics. He's a former multiple sport athlete that was part of the 2009 team that reached the sectional finals, went on to play at Wagner, and of course he's been a part of your coaching staff as a freshman coach and then as a varsity assistant for the past 2 years.
My question is just going to be, Coach has been a 3-year assistant at PV. You guys played for him as freshmen, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say he's going to bring as the head coach? Like what's one thing is he going to bring where? I mean, I don't want to say he's going to build into it, but again, when you're an assistant, you grow into that head coach. What's he going to bring to you guys?
You can start it, Nick. I'll go second.
AT, you got this one first.
Oh, thank you. As much as we love and we learn so much from Coach B, I feel like Coach Wassel, brings in a real youth to the program. He's new. He's that fresh blood. It's I don't know, just it kind of gets you excited a little bit more excited for this season. Kind of like a new start almost. But it's not really a new start for us because we've had him and we know what he brings to the table, and that's what gets us so excited because we know what he brings to the table.
Guys, another comment coming in, Julian Garcia. Whatever you guys do, mistakes during the game, take my word, we all made mistakes. Hashtag Hornets for life. Hashtag Beast Gangs.
Julian,
I love it. It's real.
That's our friend
I love
Julian.
with Julian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically to touch up on that question you said, Coach P, he's taught me so much about the game. He's taught me so much about not only the game, about life, just going at. Like after football, you always want to be the best at everything you do. No matter what it is, you could be a cook, a lawyer, a cop. If you're not there to be the best, then you don't have the right mindset, honestly. But with Wassel stepping in as the new coach, I'm looking for a lot of those big plays, just what IT said, a new youth to the program. Before we did a lot of ground and pound, a lot of not real blitzing. I feel like this year we're going to be very aggressive. We're going to air the ball out, send blitzes, and just big plays, honestly, all around.
You're talking your language.
Can't beat that, man. Can't beat that.
Exactly.
Gotta love that as an
Yeah.
offensive guy.
Oh, of course. Who can't love it?
You gotta love it. It's the name of the
Yeah,
game
well,
in the
they're coming from-
2020. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, those two are coming from a defensive perspective.
I know.
Can't forget about, he's talking about ground and pound. I'm excited for these teams. I'm excited for everything. I'm excited for what AT and Matt went over the youth. I'm excited to bring like the new types of things that are going on in the game now. And it's just, I'm ready to just be a different team, different whole like type of team, whole system change, whole everything with.
And you
see
know
how we
what?
do
That's
with
going to
it.
be such an advantage for you guys, too. I mean, you know, other teams got to scout you now, especially earlier on in the year. You know,
Exactly,
they're
yeah.
looking at last year's film. I mean, you guys, you're probably going to have something from that, you know, some kind of little packages you had. But, I mean, the majority of your stuff could be new. And you know what? I mean, that's a huge advantage for you guys.
Huge.
Yeah.
Especially being and playing all new teams and all that. It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
a whole new
Exactly.
everything. You know, I'm really
It'll make it
excited
harder to
too.
scout.
Right. I got one more question. What is it? You know, he's obviously, coach seems like he's a PV guy. I mean, he went there, coached football, coached baseball. What does it mean to have a PV guy like as your head coach, as opposed if they hired somebody from the outside that doesn't know the traditions, not a PV guy? Like, does that matter for you guys?
Yeah, so I'll start this one off. So when we found out Coach P was leaving, you know, it was a big heartbreak for all of us, really, because we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know who was going to step in, who was going to be our coach. And I was honestly nervous about someone new stepping in because he doesn't really connect to us like that because he's brand new. You know, he doesn't know us. But Wassel being from PV, already knowing us, you know, we already have a great chemistry built. And he knows all of us. And honestly, that's the best thing, chemistry for a team, because there's no better football team with a better chemistry, honestly.
Anybody else
Yeah,
want to grab that? What do you guys think?
I will. I agree with Matt, honestly. I just think Wassel coming in, being from PV, he's had that state championship experience too. But unfortunately for his team, they just couldn't get it done. He comes in with that mindset as he did as a player and just puts it on us, shows us the empathy, the passion, everything that he did with his team. I think it was 2009 because he was in the same grade as my older brother. And so I just think Wassel's a great fit for us. And I was a little nervous for someone else to come in too because you never know what they can do. They can do a whole new thing, just waste the senior year. You never know. But I think Wassel is just a great head coach for us.
Antonio?
Yeah, same thing what they said. You know, he's been in our shoes and he knows what it takes to get to MetLife, playing in the Meadowlands. You know, that's where we want to be. He's been there, and hopefully he could push us to be where he was. So,
Dina Bargiel saying excited for Coach Wassel, and Timothy Bargiel saying go Hornets, swarm and punish.
Oh, I like that one. Swarm and punish.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think that was like the little slogan when he was there.
Yeah.
He's trying to put it on like this 2020 team, but I mean,
There you go.
I don't know.
You know, you guys kind of, what we were talking about before with, you know, the history of the program and your fans that come back. So, I mean, having a coach who was through the program, and it just kind of speaks volumes about, you know, the history of the program and what it means, you know, to be part of that. You know, I'm sure he bleeds green and white. You know, you guys have had a couple different coaches through your tenure as football players. We'll kind of end the coaching discussion with, you know, you've had junior football, you know, if you go to a camp, if you know, have different assistants that maybe have an impact on your life, you know, but thinking of Coach Wassel, how would you, like in a little synopsis, you know, kind of describe his coaching style, just in a little, you know, a word or two?
I think he's young, but he knows, like, he'll mess around with us, he'll joke with us, but when it's time to get to work, he gets us to work. And I love that about Wassel. He doesn't play games. He will, but to an extent and not to the point where it's taking over and it's affecting us. He knows what we have to do, and he knows how to do it.
Yeah, I feel like the best thing about Wassel is that you could really just talk to him, you know? Most people, when you have an older coach, more mature coach, it could be a little nervous going up to them and saying stuff because you don't know how they're going to react. You know, they could get mad at you, but also I feel like we can really connect and really just say like, hey, I don't think this is working. I think we should move to this, or just help them with game plans, because honestly, it's up to the players too. It's what's working for them also.
Antonio, did you want to
What
answer
they
that
said,
one?
no, completely what they said.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to move on to some individual questions. So on this one, we're going to come right at one of you each. So we'll kind of rotate around. I have a question for Matt first. I know before we went on air, we were talking a little bit, guys, and I knew you were a multiple sport athlete. You also do wrestling. And I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about, what it's like to not only balance your academics and your athletics, but also be that multiple sport athlete. I would imagine, it's difficult even more so now than when we played in high school to be committed to multiple sports, that you have your in-season commitments, your out-of-season commitments, conflicts, I'm sure. If you just want to tell us a little bit about what it's like to balance all of that.
Yeah, so I actually started wrestling 2 years ago, my sophomore year in high school. So I was just going to lift all year round just to get big for football, but a lot of my friends are doing wrestling. They said, hey, you should try it. It's really going to help you for football, like form, tackling, and all that. So I said, why not? I'll give it a shot. Not knowing what I just got myself into right there. I probably, right off the bat, like the first practice, we ran around the school 50 times. And it was like the worst thing ever. I'm like, I hate this. I don't want to go back. But it ended up teaching me so much about myself. It puts an individual spotlight on you, and it teaches you new limits that you never really thought you could have. And honestly, it's helped me so much with football. My tackling has just gotten a million times better. I'm probably in the best cardio shape of my life during wrestling season, because it's really just all cardio all around. And honestly, balancing it, I have no problem with it, because both sports are very physical sports. And I feel like they help me both ways, either sport I'm doing.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the quarterback a question real quick. I'm offensive guy, you're offensive guy. We can talk offense on this, but
Sounds good.
that's it. From film, it looks like you're I don't know if you consider yourself like a dual threat quarterback.
Oh, he is. He is.
Okay, so
I would.
and you know what? Listen, that's like. In the year 2020, I mean, it's like that in college. It's like that in NFL. Everyone's doing that now.
Yeah.
So I guess a couple questions. One, do you want to be a dual threat quarterback, or would you rather go and say eventually I want to become more of a pocket passer, or I like doing both?
Honestly, I would only say I'm more of a dual threat quarterback, only because I'm a little undersized for quarterback. So sometimes I can't even stay in the pocket, because honestly I can't see, because my linemen tower over me. So then I try to use my legs to continue to play on. It's just I would like to be I would rather stay a dual threat quarterback than just a pocket passer, because I feel like it brings more to the table. It makes it a lot harder for the defense to contain.
It's so much harder to defend,
I was going to say, from a defensive standpoint, honestly, dual threat quarterbacks is probably what I hate the most, because
that is true,
it brings a whole new factor,
Yeah, offense is basically gaining a guy.
Like
the offense gains a guy, so.
Before.
It can also bring the defense up and open up passing behind, so it really opens up a lot of things than just running.
All right, another. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and before I was actually a quarterback, I played running back my whole life. I only switched to quarterback when I was going into my 8th grade year, so I made the switch kind of fast, and it was actually the best switch I ever made in my whole life.
And then one more question. How was it? So you've been the quarterback. Last year was your first year as the starter?
Yeah.
Okay. How was it when you were given the keys to the offense? Like, was it like, wow? I'm the guy now? Or
Yeah, that was it. Especially when I first, because it was the year before that, it was a battle, but I was just too undersized, and my coach knew it, and I knew it. And so coming in, I was only playing at like 160, 165 last year, but the year before that, I was like 140. So I tried to put on a little weight, and then it was a fight to get that starting spot, because our coaches didn't hit. I'll give our one quarterback coach, Coach Lou, some credit. he definitely didn't just hand over me the spot. He made me work for it. And there was points of the season where like he got me so down on myself, just I didn't even want to play. But he just everyone, my teammates, they just helped me fight through it, and just helped me out.
Awesome.
Nice. Antonio, I was hoping you could talk to us a little bit about the out-of-season commitment. I know a little earlier we touched upon like what you guys had to do a little bit differently this year, and we talked about what you guys do as a team. But I know you specifically, since I do know you and your mom, I know how dedicated you are in the off-season to doing things to make yourself the best football player that you can be. So can you tell us a little bit about like your year-round commitment to football and how you get yourself better?
Well, kind of like Nick, I'm undersized. I'm considered undersized for my position. So, I have to use a lot of different things to my advantage. But, training all year around, it's just a commitment that you have to do, especially now. There's guys that are really working. People want to be in the same position as you and even higher. So, you just like it's posted in our gym. It's train and stay or stay the same. I don't want to stay the same. I want there to be constant growth both on and off the field, especially, in my weight training program. I'm just, trying to get better, but that's what you need, especially now. There's guys that are doing some crazy workouts and, to be the best, you have to train the best. And that's all year round. That's not only in the fall, that's in the spring, the winter, the summer. That's really it. It takes dedication. If you want to get far, it just takes dedication.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to go to Matt on this one, and I'm going to ask you a defensive question. Again, watch on film. Looks like you're a very athletic linebacker. You said you played outside, you played inside. What do you like more? Like, are you more of obviously it looks like you could do both, but big spot in a game. Are you more of like you want to blitz, or are you more like I'd rather cover and make the safer tackle, or you want to be aggressive and say like I want to go and get him?
I'd rather blitz. I'd rather make that big play because I know I'm very capable of making it, and I love playing the middle of the field because I have access to both ways. Usually, when you play outside, you're only guarding one side. So in the middle, I could go side to side, which I love because they usually don't want to run to me, and I'm going to chase them down no matter what side he goes to, pretty much. And what I love blitzing most about outside is when you have that vision of that clean outside and the quarterback's back is faced to you. I know Nick definitely doesn't like it, but those are kill shots. Right? They do not like that at all. They don't want.
That's your dream. That's my worst
nightmare. They don't even want to play after that. So I would say, honestly, outside blitzing is the best, but middle position for sure.
All right, and my next one is for Nick. Thinking back on your 4 years as a member of the Passaic Valley High School football program, I'm sure you learned some like valuable lessons. What are some of those lessons that you're hoping to take with you that you learned, through the football program that you can apply in college and even life beyond college?
Yeah, I just think, you have to go get everything you want. Like life. My life right now is going to be completely different in a year from now because it's going to be real life, and you have to just work for everything you want. It's not going to be given to you. You have to be humble with your decisions. You can't be just being stupid. You have to know what you're doing. Football taught me a lot about discipline, hard work, and I just hope I can do better than my parents. Let's say that.
Nice, very nice.
And Antonio, I got one more for you. You look like a very physical player on film, and usually that fullback, linebacker kid's a physical kid. Number one, do you take pride in being a physical player? And do you feel like it's maybe like an obligation? Like, do you have that obligation to that team to make the big hit, or since you are a physical player, like you want it to rub off on the whole team?
Mm-hmm. I completely pride myself in being as physical as possible. There's nothing I love after games than looking at your helmet and seeing seeing those war scars. There is nothing I love better than that, and especially in the offense that we ran. The fullback's a key part. You're going downhill you're going outside, blocking for a toss. You know, you're doing a lot. You're a very important part. And I feel like I owe it to my team and especially my running back and quarterback to, you know, lay everything out on the line for them. You know, Nick knows I'll get a flag before Nick gets touched. You know, that
I know.
I'm very serious about that. You know, I treat all my teammates like my family because they are my family. And just like how I would protect my family, I would protect my teammates in anything on or off the field.
But the fullback's got to get a little love too sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they get love.
You know, especially
they get love.
If you guys ever run any kind of
love,
option, you better be on Nick saying, "Listen, that dive is open, man. You know, give it to him,
I
audible
tell
it
Nick,
out." You know,
Of course I will. I'll always be heading him in.
All the time, I tell Nick, and
That's
especially
it.
on like our QB sneaks. I think that was like our average, like our longest play, our QB sneaks. I would just take Nick. I think it's on like my highlight. There's like 3 plays. And I would just like push him through, and that I love more than any.
That's all you need.
You know, Hail Mary, any pass to me. I love that play more than anything. That QB sneak with us is awesome.
All right, nice guys. We're going to shift a little bit to the 2020 season, and if we're going to go back to getting a little, input from each of you on this question. Just give us a brief rundown of like your program goals and expectations going into 2020.
I think the goal's the same as every year: state championship. That's on our mind every year, and that's all I want. That's all I want in high school, if I'm being honest. At least something to show that we made an impact for our school, and we'll always be remembered.
Matt, you want
Yeah, so for this season, it's just a huge season, honestly, for individual players, for on to next year, and for this season as a team, These are my brothers, and I've been playing with them since kids. Like, I've only played with them. So, for this being my last year really hasn't hit me yet. And honestly, I'm going to take advantage of every second. Like we were talking about a little earlier, this quarantine, it's not just about the games. This is taking away time from us just being together for our last season, the bond, chemistry, and honestly, I can't wait to go out with one more ride with my brothers.
Nice. Antonio?
I mean, yeah, pretty much what they both said. Whether we like it or not, this is our last season together. Like next year, we all plan to continue playing football. But it's so hard to picture football, without with Matt right next to me, being a linebacker, or listening to Nick, just stuff like that. Like I'm like dreading on as much as I love football, I love football because of guys like Nick and Matt and the whole team. So I'm really gonna miss them.
We have a question for you guys. I don't know if one of you guys or all you guys want to get it. Kevin Cooper is saying, ask if he's confident this year. Tell them it's from Kevin Cooper, their biggest fan.
I think I'll answer this one.
Yeah, I think Nick.
Kevin has been a longtime fan of ours. He used to play with us back when we were younger, and he actually terminated his contract so I can play. His own words.
I got a question for you guys, just from X and O perspective. I'll ask Nick first, offensively. What do you guys want to achieve offensively, and what kind of O do you want to be? Like, what kind of offense do you guys want to be?
I just want to have a more spread offense this year. I want to run a whole bunch of things. I want to be a run pass option team, but I also don't want them to think we can't just straight up run the ball or send them deep and hit them in the middle and everywhere. It's just I want to be a spread team, and I just think we can do that this year because we have a lot of experience, a lot of guys coming back, and a young offensive coach as in Wassel, and I think he'll really know what to do with us this year because he really understands how we play and how we mold it together and how our offensive scheme can be.
All right, I'm going to ask the other two guys real quick. What do you guys want the defense's mentality to be?
What you touched on earlier, physicality, we want to hit people as right off the bat, first play of the game, let them know that we came here to play. Teams don't like when you're physical with them. I don't know any team that does, but if you're physical with them, you can break them right off the bat and end the football game right there.
Antonio?
Same thing with Matt. I mean, we want to come out fast, physical. I think it was Indian Hills, the first play of the game. Me and Matt went in on a blitz, and the quarterback felt it, and he was in the shotgun shaking his hands because people don't like when you're physical with them. So what we want to do is be physical with them so they don't like it. We're gonna make their Saturdays and Fridays very tough to live through.
Awesome.
But there's a comment coming in from YouTube asking, ask the guy who's the running back. And the comment's from Andy Bula. So is Andy Bula the running back?
He's in competition for the running back spot. Andy Bull's gonna get working.
That's what happened about the running back, Chris Hill.
He's been putting in work.
Good. And then Bob Sanders saying, do you believe that due to the pandemic, the team will come back more focused or extremely intense?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I think so. Because we have a lot of energy
to get back into it.
Yeah.
We've been waiting.
I think everyone's just going to be excited to finally get back.
Kevin Cooper saying he might have to take his contract back.
He wants that Pat Mahomes money.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bob Sander was saying it wasn't Bob Sander. It was the account, but he's saying it's Nick Iacovo, by the way.
Oh, Nick I. What's up?
Oh, Nick I, what's up?
Nick I is one of our wide receivers.
A lot of comments. This is
awesome.
awesome.
It's good. It's good stuff. All right, we're gonna roll into rapid fire. We have about a dozen questions for you guys, so we're gonna alternate. We'll just go around, just because the way you guys are on the screen. We'll go Matt, Antonio, and then Nick for each question. All right. So they're just meant to be quick and fun. All right. So we'll start off during your time at PV. What's your biggest win?
Biggest win, I would say Lakeland this year because there was two years in a row. Came down to the wire. They beat us one year off a Hail Mary touchdown pass, and then another year where we had an amazing comeback. Team fought so hard back into it. We scored the 2-point conversion to win the game. Flag, which a play we ran earlier in the game. We didn't understand it. Ran the same play. It got stopped. So we lost 2 times. Then to just go there this year and play physical and destroy them, it felt amazing, honestly.
Nice. Antonio,
I think our biggest win, I'm going to throw it back to freshman year when we beat Wayne Valley.
Wayne Valley. I knew it.
Yes, sir.
I knew it.
We want that to happen again. We want to, finish the same way we went in, beating Valley. That's one of the things you love about PV football, that PV Wayne Valley tradition. That's a game that everyone, no matter what year you play PV football, you remember PV Wayne Valley all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, they both took the games I was going to pick.
You took 1 and 2.
You took 1 and 2, so, I mean, I guess I would have to say both of them because they were both huge. Freshman year was like our first good win, like our first, like, finally, like, a rival win, and then one of my first big varsity wins was against Lakeland, so it just felt amazing, especially against Lakeland because I don't like them at all.
All right, real quick, toughest loss.
That's easy.
I would have to go with Wayne Hills this year. We had them on the ropes, really on the ropes. We were down 1 touchdown, drove the ball all the way downfield, first and goal at the 1-yard line, and we ended up fumbling, which was a huge heartbreaker because we knew it. The fans were crazy. Wayne Hills knew we had them done right there. You could see it on their faces. They knew that was it for them. And then to end up not pulling through at the end, it was just truly heartbreaking. Everyone was truly demolished.
That was a big defensive game. I think we held them to 1 first down the whole second half. And, they're one of the best offenses in the state. That goes without saying. And our defense, really came to play that day. But, it takes all 3 phases to win a football game. That just proves that. Absolutely.
So I honestly think our toughest loss was against Eastside this year because that was a game that really knocked us out of the playoffs, and we all had such high expectations. We are like, oh yeah, like we already know we're making playoffs because we started off 2-0 and then we hit a stump. But that Eastside game was probably the worst because that really just everyone was like, damn, now like the season's over.
I'm getting angry talking about these losses.
Yeah, me too.
That's the last question about any losses.
Exactly.
So
Thank you.
Let's move on.
I almost logged off real quick.
gotta ask you now.
Do you guys have any pregame traditions or superstitions, like something you have to do before a game?
I'll never wear suits before a game again.
I'm sorry, say that again?
We're never going to wear suit and ties before a game again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not. We lost the Parsippany.
Never.
I would say my before a game is honestly just getting the headphones on, getting in the mode, and getting ready to go.
Yeah.
I got two. You know, as we're warming up, my grandfather, who means a lot to me, he's always there super early. So, you know, as we're warming up, I have to find him wherever we play. He finds a way to find me. I find him. You know, we see each other. Now, I make that every game ever since I was little. You know, I would find him, see him, you know, make sure he sees me. And just seeing him before the games, it gives me a whole different level of confidence in myself that I could, you know, put onto the team. But, yeah, that definitely before every game.
Awesome. We got about 10 minutes left because we're actually, like I said, we're live on Zingo TV and stuff like that. So I don't want the boss to be messaging me. Get off. He yelled at me one week. So I'm going to go real quick. Favorite NFL team?
New York Giants all day. Rep them till the day I die.
Jets, of course. Come on now.
I'm going to have to say the best team ever created, the Dallas Cowboys, baby.
Oh, no.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this.
Yes, sir.
You three guys are more than welcome tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Me and three of my friends, we do a sports show, the K&K Sports Show, and all I do, Nick, is just go off on Dak Prescott and that they better not give him money.
That sounds
they better
like a
not give
great
him money.
podcast right there.
Because if he wants $40 million, he's out of his mind. That's
Trust me, man. Trust me, I'm a Cowboy fan till the day I die. But he's ridiculous. He hasn't done anything for us. He doesn't deserve this money. I don't know what's up with him.
Nick's never getting asked back onto the show ever again. That's it.
Follow up there. Who do you think wins the Super Bowl this year?
The New York Giants.
Jets. What?
Nah, if I'm being honest,
It's the Cowboys year every year.
not
Come
the
on.
Jets. Not the Jets.
Cowboys year every year.
A big underdog that I would watch out for this year is the Cardinals. They had a lot of weapons.
Yep.
I got the Chiefs. They just paid him all that money.
No, the Patriots are going to still be good because of Cam Newton, too.
Guys, I say it on every
Buccaneers,
show, guys,
Johnson.
and I got a minute. Watch my Broncos and Drew Lock. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Oh, man.
Drew Lock.
Yeah,
man.
I agree.
Drew
You
Lock.
guys got a nasty running back combo, too. Melvin Gordon and
That's
Lindsey.
a tough
weapons,
division,
boys.
though.
Lot of
That's a
weapons.
tough division.
We made it.
That's a
till
tough division, though. That should be a good division to watch this year.
Yep.
We made it till 8:53 before he mentioned Drew Lock. That's actually a record. Yeah.
Hey, we're setting
There you go,
records
there you
tonight.
go.
A lot of
We might need an episode 2.
Serious man crush over here.
Yeah, it is. All right, here we go. So, in all honesty, though, best quarterback in football, who is it?
Tom Brady. That's easy.
As of right now,
Today, not all time.
Patrick
today.
Mahomes. Patrick
Brady.
Mahomes.
Still going Brady.
All right.
Okay.
Of course.
I'm
I
gonna
see him play the
Brady,
Jets
too.
2 times a year. I'm sick of him.
If
Thank
you're
God.
asking me,
He's done.
No,
If you're
in
asking
Super
me
Bowl
my
appearances,
favorite-
I mean, it's just unheard of, honestly, by anyone. To make it to the
you're
Super
asking
Bowl
me-
that many times, it's crazy.
yeah, for real. Tom Brady's crazy. He's the GOAT. He's probably the greatest ever. I say, as of right now, Patrick Mahomes. But if you're asking me my favorite quarterback, I'm probably going to go either Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray.
He plays like that. Nick, you play like that.
I love Kyler Murray. That's my favorite quarterback.
Nice. All right, guys. One more rapid fire question before we move on. Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, or Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A, no doubt. Chick-fil-A, no doubt.
Am I the only one that's
Eat
supposed to
that
say
every
Wendy's?
day.
Ooh.
I'm Chick-fil-A or McDonald's.
All right, we got a lot of representation
Chick-fil-A.
there.
I'm a Baconator kind of guy, so you know, I can do some damage to a Baconator.
Spicy nuggets from Wendy's, though.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
here's my last question, okay? And I'm going to ask, there's one off, well, a couple, Matt, you play any offense or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing a little tight end this
All
year.
right, so perfect. So we're
Yeah.
gonna ask this as an offensive question, okay? There's no celebrations aren't allowed in high school football.
Yeah.
But if they were, what would your go-to celebration be if you scored a touchdown?
This is a very serious one, but I think if I scored a long touchdown, I would keep running. I would try to dunk it through the goalpost, honestly. Because I feel like that'll get the crowd very hype after that.
I would love to just chuck the ball into the stands. Honestly, that is like my
Give it to a
dream.
fan. Throw it to a fan.
Just I'll do like the Randy or whoever did it. I don't even know. Maybe Jerry Rice or something had like the Sharpie in his sock.
Oh,
it was
Terrell
Randy
Owens.
Moss. It was Randy
Terrell
Moss.
Owens.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That's my go-to.
What do you
I
got,
think my
Nick?
go-to.
That's a classic.
My go-to would be the backflip.
Oh.
Oh,
I would try to do the backflip because I can land it. Like, normally. But I don't know. I've never tried it with pads, so I think I would practice before I did that, though.
Hey, Timothy Bargiel saying the Icky Shuffle from Icky Woods, baby.
Or the Ray Lewis.
Yeah, the Ray
Ray
Lewis
Lewis.
would be good. Well, you
That's
guys
my
know the
pregame.
defensive guys do that coming out
That's
of
a
you
pregame.
guys got to do that.
Yeah, well, if you score on the linebacker's face, then you can do it.
That's
I
it.
guess so.
Again, I know we're running out of time, so really quickly, I know you guys are each looking to play at the next level. So again, we'll just kind of go around, starting with Matt in the upper left corner there. Just tell us, which colleges you're kind of thinking about for continuing your at the collegiate level.
Yeah, so right now I have a ton of great coaches reaching out to me, all levels, D3, D2, and D1. It's as serious as coaches tell me they want me to play for them the next 4 years to just, I love your film. But right now it's honestly a great recruiting process. I have schools like Wilkes, Delaware, Central Connecticut, Connecticut University, Old Dominion, Sacred Heart, more Sunnyvale, just a ton of great schools reaching out to me. And honestly, the most important thing for me is for committing to a school is the consistency of the coach reaching out to me, knowing that he really wants me to play for his school, that it could really be my next home, because honestly, it's not as important to me going D2, D3, or D1. It's finding my next home over the next 4 years.
Nice list of schools there. Good luck. Antonio, how about you, kiddo?
Today I got my first offer from Albright College.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
How
you.
exciting.
Thank you, which I'm very excited about. But I have, Albright, Misericordia, Utica, mostly in like the PA area, upstate New York, like Buffalo up there, which is really cold. But, schools like those. But just like Matt, D3, D2, D1, I just want to, continue playing the sport I've been playing for so long.
Awesome.
Nice, very nice.
Nick?
And Nick, how about you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't been as lucky yet.
People are skipping on him. If any coach is watching this, talk to Nick Vasta. I promise
It's still
you.
early.
We got to
Still
push him.
got
We'll push him
another
on the
season.
show. We'll push him.
He is the hardest working player I've ever played with in my life. The hardest working player.
He's nasty, too.
Someone needs to look at this kid. You will not be upset. I swear. I'm not even saying that because he's my boy.
Yeah, I appreciate my brothers. I mean, I'm just looking. Only like 2 coaches have talked to me so far, but I'm not gonna let that get in the way of my dream. I just want to.
Absolutely.
I want to go play 4 more years. I want to go play 4 more years, and whoever gives me the opportunity, honestly, that's probably where I'm gonna go, because I don't think I'm gonna get as much you know what I mean. I can't pronounce it. As those 2, but I'm just gonna do what I can.
Awesome.
Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys on the show. I have to say, just a few minutes before we even came on air and we were chatting amongst, the 5 of us, I just got such a good feeling of I'm going to call it a brotherhood, the chemistry that you guys have. And you know what? I have nothing but good feelings that's going to carry and translate right over to the field. So best of luck to you guys this upcoming season. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk with you guys this
This was
evening.
a great show.
Absolutely. And you know what? Hey, we want to do something with you guys throughout the season. We'll definitely come down and see you guys. And please, anytime you guys want to talk sports and argue, tomorrow night at 8, Saturday at 8, come on. It's a blast.
Bashing Dak Prescott on me.
Listen,
Hey.
you guys come tomorrow.
You
I'll
can
be
tag me
talking.
in
I'll be
already.
bashing Prescott all night long.
Oh, you can tag me in already.
Yeah.
There you go. Guys, thank you guys.
you.
Thank
Awesome.
you so much.
Thank you.